So, been a couple of days, what, 4 or 5 days with the Moto G4 Plus. So I use Motorola devices all the time, and so a lot of things that I've said about the Moto Xperia Edition can stay here, but some things have changed. So I'm going to tell you guys some of the things I've done with the Moto G4 Plus since I've gotten it. I've added this right here, so that is the power toggles. So I have sync, I have map, like location, which that I don't need. I forgot to take that one off. This one's like a screen timeout, so if I want the screen to be, so right now that's like 2 minutes, I believe, or 30 seconds. And then this is 5 minutes. 1 minute? No, 5 minutes. Alright, cool. And then that's a full inversion mode, and that's just a shortcut to the calculator. And what I like about that one is if you go to your lock screen, it's there as well, so you can toggle things without actually unlocking the phone. Or, you know, since these toggles are nice, so with Android upgrading, I've lost the need for this for some things, but still Android doesn't have a sync button here. Sometimes I like to turn my sync off. If let's say I need to save some battery life, I'll just turn it off right from here. This definitely helps, especially if I'm doing like a video and I want the screen to be on all the time. As you can see, a lot of reviewers, they forget to change that when the video starts, and then boom, like this phone keeps turning off. And I have a fast way to remedy that, so that's cool. So that's power toggles. I put this app on everything. Of course, I got Nova Launcher here, and I believe this one is from the RL Super collection. Trident is like one of my favorites. I use that all the time, but I checked that RL Super. I do believe this one is like free, and there's a whole bunch in there. Super Widget Pro, I recommend it. I use it. I love it. This is also another Super Widget. This one I believe is from Trident, and of course, this one this one's not from Trident. That one is from the Oshia, which also has a lot, and once I put that one, you can get to decide what the actions does, of course. And of course, layout here is similar to the Moto X. I just have a whole bunch of apps here. I have some different cameras that I'll try out once I get some time, and I think I'll do a separate video on that. So I have like camera Zoom FX, I have camera FV5, I have the, what's that one? See, this is what happens when you take off labels. Camera MX, and then Snapspeed is just one I used to. These are two photo editors there, and then manual camera, I'll have to download that too and check that out. These are my music players. I was just gonna test out how they work with the Moto Display. So Moto Display with Google Play Music. So Moto Display has been broken with Google Play Music for a while now. So I'm just gonna play a song. I'm going to show you how it's working now. So let's go back, put the phone down, and here we go. So now, as you can see, when I tap it, I get pause, last track, and next track. So this is what you want it to be. Currently on the Moto Xperia Edition and all the other Motorola devices that haven't been upgraded to the new Moto Display, they show the thumbs up and thumbs down, and it's really annoying. So it destroys the whole purpose of Moto Display, at least for Google Play Music. It's been working very well with other apps as well, like screencasting and things like that. Still works pretty well. And boom. So that's good. Fingerprint sensor, I actually love it, guys. I kind of wish there was like no ridges, but it's fine. But it's fast, it works every time. You can use it to, like I said, to make the navigation button show up. It'd be cool if they give you the option to have it work as a home button, because I guess it really could. And one cool thing I like, I'll show you guys here. When you launch the camera, oh, I was already unlocked, so I'll show you first with this one, because this one and the Nexus 6P kind of do it similar. So Motorola, I swear, a lot of times when they do things, they put so much thought behind it, and they'll do it better than anyone else. They do Moto Display better than anyone else. They've done their gestures better than anyone else. They're doing modular faster and better than everyone else. They did the Moto 360 better than anyone else. They have customized phones. I mean, Motorola is dope, and the world doesn't know about it, and that's why I'm here. I'm here to share knowledge, because this phone is crap, honestly. To me, it's crap to me. I mean, it's just not worth the price. There's not a lot of thought behind it. But I'm gonna show you this. This is something that the Nexus 6P and the Galaxy S7 do. It's not like a big deal, but it's a little bit of an annoyance. So if you take a couple of pictures, let's say it's locked right now. So I'm gonna do the launch gesture, launch the camera. I'm gonna take a picture, and then I'm gonna want to see the picture. So I can see the picture I took, and I believe you should be like, if you take more than one picture, like that picture I took, Pull up, boom, 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 boom. So let's tap that. So you can see the pictures you just took. But to see more, you have to tap this, and then you have to, unlock the phone. Moto X, Moto G4, do the gesture, and you take your pics. I'll take a couple, and we'll take that one there. Boom. And right away, it shows you it asks you for the password, so that's dope. And then what's dope as well, you can keep going through your old pictures as well. That just made it simpler. It's one less action, and honestly, at this day and age, it's all about efficiency. I like to work smarter, not harder. And I feel like I do this a lot with phones like skin Android phones. I feel like I'm working harder, like especially since I'm used to stock Android. It's not even about being used to stock Android. Stock Android does things better. It's simpler. That's how I've found in my life that I've been able to succeed at things, is simplifying them. And Android is simple, but then you have LG skin and Samsung skin. Nah, they're not simple. They're cumbersome. They're annoying. They do things that don't make any sense. So, I mean, I love stock Android. Stock Android is just awesome, and this phone has that. Anyways, let me stop talking about my love for stock Android. Oh, also too with the camera, you can also do the double tap to launch the camera as well. But I have this one set up to launch the Camera MX, which is another cool app that I want to try. But right now, I don't need to do that. When you first get this phone, if you want to take full advantage of the 16 megapixel camera, you need to come here and put it to the 4:3 aspect ratios, because the 16:9 is only going to give you 11.9. So if you want the full 60 megapixels, make sure you change it. So you do lose, as you can see. This is how much you get with a 4:3, and this is how much you get with a 16:9. So you get a lot more space, but you do lose on some megapixels. Still take some nice quality pictures though. Other than that, the G4 has been doing very well. I've done the camera launching a couple times now. Sometimes there is a lag, like it'll take like a 1.5 seconds for the camera to show up. I'm not sure what that is. I'll write a review and see if we can get that fixed. I don't know if anyone else is having that. I haven't heard anything, but it works pretty well. Flashlight, I haven't really been using that, but that works very well too. The one thing I do realize, comparing it to the Moto X, same thing with the Moto G. Like, these actions are not as fluid, I would say. Like, the vibration can sometimes feel off, but the end result, you still get a nice gesture to launch your camera. Overheating issues, I still haven't had any. I haven't been shooting out in direct sunlight, but yeah, I definitely wouldn't recommend that. And if you want to reduce any lag you have with the camera, I would just leave HDR on auto and not put it on all the time. Because same thing with like the Nexus 6 that I had a couple months ago. When I was using HDR, like I had it on and I kept taking HDR pictures, it slowed the phone down dramatically. And it's doing that to this. And the thing about that too, you gotta realize, this is still technically a budget phone, even though it performs awesome. I think budget phones are like almost a thing of the past nowadays. But phones even like the Moto X Edition and the Galaxy S7 Edge do lag with the camera. They lag when 4K video, and they lag when you take pictures sometimes, and they can also lag when you launch the camera. So if the flagships are doing that, and I'm not surprised that this would lag sometimes as well. And then in terms of overheating for games, I'll let you guys know that I've only played Need for Speed for a little bit. But in terms of usage, this phone doesn't overheat at all, so you wouldn't have to worry about that. In fact, it actually runs cooler than my S7 Edge. So other than that, the experience with this phone has been very, very good. Do I have any complaints? NFC. No NFC. I barely use NFC, but sometimes it can be convenient to just use your phone to pay, like if the place accepts it. It doesn't always work right every time. You know, it's kind of a messed up system, but NFC is still nice. And I do also have Bluetooth headphones that pair with NFC, so I wasn't able to use them with this. So that sucks. So NFC is definitely a big miss. You know, you still get your headphone jack. Man, I cannot believe so many people are making a fuss about the Moto Z missing a headphone jack. Man, we gotta move on, guys. We gotta move on. Charging wise, charging is about an hour and a half. If you're not using it, you might be able to get it done like an hour and like maybe 15-20 minutes, but still pretty fast. Battery life has been really good. Under Wi-Fi I almost got 5 hours. On LTE I get about 4 hours. So it beats the Moto X Pure Edition, it beats the S7 Edge, but of course I don't see why it wouldn't. Standby time is really good, and overall the screen has been well, and direct sunlight I can see it just fine. I haven't had any issues with that. People see this phone and they love it, and they see this case and they love it even more. So if you want to know about this case, this is the Poetic Infinity case for the Moto G4 Plus. So if you wanna, I did a review on that. It should be on the channel, so definitely check that out. I'll put the link below. It's a nice case. But other than that, you know, I still have some things I want to do with this phone when I get some time. I want to mess with the different camera apps. I want to also mess with the different media apps to see how Moto Display works with them. So if you have like, any like media apps that you use that you want me to check out, I'll check them out and see how they work with Moto Display. If you have like any cameras you might want me to check out, let me know. And that's it. And the wallpaper is from this app, I believe. This one? No. My last wallpaper was from this app. I believe this one was from here. Yeah. So this one, that app is called Wall Rocks, which is pretty cool. Don't like the ads though, but you know, it is what it is. And of course too, with Nova Launcher you get gestures, and these work well. My up gesture, to just swipe up, it's an app search, makes it easy for me to just search things. And then of course that. But yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. So hit me up in the comment section below any questions that you have about the Moto G4 Plus that you want me to go into detail of. So far I'm really loving the phone, guys. I don't really see it as like a budget device, and really no one else does. The only people that have called this really a budget device, even though it technically is, but it really doesn't perform like one. I'm not complaining. I mean, I'm enjoying this one way more than I did with the Samsung S7 Edge, and it's not because I have a bias towards Motorola. I just have a bias for efficiency, for value, for especially what the company is doing. Samsung is awesome and all, like they're good, but they lack direction, they lack focus, and I just don't see them fighting for the consumers. You know, they're not giving us customized phones. Motorola did that 4 years ago, and they still haven't done anything. They brought their always-on display, which is crap compared to the Moto display. It's amazing. And don't talk about sales and all that, because I don't get into sales. Sales numbers do not mean anything. We do live in a world where a lot of bad things happen. A lot of bad things are sold. Like alcohol is very popular. Cigarettes were once popular. So just because something is selling doesn't mean that it's good. And this is the #1 seller on, or the Moto G4 is #1 seller on Best Buy right now, and the Moto G4 Plus. So I got a couple of Moto Gs in the top 10 at Best Buy right now. So people are liking this phone. The tech world, like The Verge, said no. That was their review for the Moto G4. No, like really, Verge. Anyways, guys, I love you, and thank you for watching. If you're a subscriber, thank you. If you're not, why aren't you? And then I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.